Welcome to Episode 65, Maintenance Part 2. In this session, we look closely at how maintenance differs when done locally versus remotely. Both serve the same purpose, keeping systems healthy and dependable, but each introduces unique risks. Local maintenance exposes physical controls and components. Remote maintenance exposes networks and access boundaries. The difference lies in how trust is established and monitored. Local work can be seen and supervised directly, while remote work relies on digital proof. Managing these two contexts through distinct but connected safeguards ensures that service operations remain safe, traceable, and reversible. Maintenance should fix problems, not create new ones. Starting with local work, access to service areas must be tightly controlled. Only authorized individuals should enter rooms housing critical equipment or sensitive data. Entry should be logged, monitored, and timestamped. Visitors and technicians should use badges or credentials that limit where they can go and how long they can stay. For example, a maintenance contractor servicing routers in a data center should gain access only to that cage or rack. No shared codes, no unrecorded entry. Controlling the work area minimizes accidental exposure and prevents the blending of maintenance and operations traffic. Physical access discipline is the first step toward trustworthy maintenance. When outside personnel or temporary staff are on site, escort and monitoring requirements protect both assets and people. An escort ensures the technician stays within approved zones and follows safety and security rules. Monitoring can include live supervision, video recording, or sign-in sheets verified by security teams. For instance, when a vendor repairs a secure printer in a restricted office, a designated employee should accompany them from arrival to departure. Escorts prevent unintended observation of sensitive information and provide immediate response if an incident occurs. Clear escort procedures also build confidence with auditors and leadership that oversight is continuous, not assumed. Remote maintenance, while convenient, demands strong authentication before any session begins. Remote sessions remove physical oversight, so identity assurance becomes the primary safeguard. Multi-factor authentication, dedicated maintenance credentials, and session-specific tokens reduce the risk of compromise. Shared accounts must be prohibited. A technician connecting to a critical database environment, for example, should authenticate with both a hardware key and time-bound password. Remote authentication should be auditable, confirming who accessed the system and for how long. When identity checks are robust, remote maintenance becomes manageable without sacrificing accountability. Because remote work crosses time zones and systems, approvals, scheduling, and time bounding keep control intact. Every remote session must be pre-approved, linked to a maintenance request, and confined to a scheduled window. This ensures that activities are expected and monitored, not opportunistic. Maintenance should never occur in the shadows. Approvals record intent, scheduling communicates impact, time bounding limits exposure. For example, patching might be authorized between midnight and 2 a.m. local time with explicit rollback instructions. Structured timing and authorization make even urgent maintenance predictable and traceable. Transparency is protection. Once the session ends, disabling non-essential paths is a mandatory cleanup step. Temporary connections, open ports, and remote desktop channels must close immediately. Firewalls and access gateways should revert to baseline rules. Maintenance systems left open become easy entry points for attackers. For example, a secure shell tunnel created for diagnostics must be terminated and confirmed closed in network logs. Automation helps here. Session end scripts can disable routes and revoke tokens automatically. The key principle is reversibility. Once maintenance finishes, the system must return to its normal security posture without residual openings. Similarly, temporary accounts and credential revocation prevent lingering access. Remote work often requires short-term credentials that expire after the task is complete. These accounts should be unique, traceable, and never reused. Automated expiration within hours or days removes the need for manual cleanup. Imagine a contractor who performs a one-day firmware update. Their credentials should vanish at session end, not next quarter. Periodic reviews should confirm no orphaned accounts remain. Revocation ensures that yesterday's helpers cannot become tomorrow's threats. It turns maintenance from a trust assumption into a managed privilege lifecycle. Network isolation during remote activities limits collateral risk if something goes wrong. Isolating the maintenance session to a dedicated network segment or virtual private connection confines any errors, malware, or unauthorized commands. For example, a remote troubleshooting tunnel might access only test nodes, not production systems. Isolation also helps capture clean logs without unrelated traffic. Combining isolation with intrusion detection ensures real-time alerting if unexpected behavior appears. Even trusted technicians can make mistakes. Isolation ensures those mistakes stay contained. In maintenance, boundaries are kindness. They protect both the operator and the system. Data exposure minimization and masking further protect confidentiality during remote service. Technicians should never access live customer data unless explicitly required, and even then, only masked or limited subsets should appear. Maintenance tools should display redacted fields or synthetic records whenever possible. Suppose a database administrator needs to verify table integrity, use anonymized data copies rather than full datasets. If exposure is unavoidable, enable monitoring and secure deletion afterward. By reducing what technicians can see or copy, organizations reduce the risk of accidental disclosure. Privacy is a form of resilience. What is unseen cannot leak. After remote work concludes, verification tests ensure that systems operate as intended. Validation checks include confirming configurations, reviewing logs, and testing connectivity from user perspectives. Changes should align with the approved plan, and any deviations must be recorded and explained. A quick integrity scan and functional test after remote maintenance can catch unnoticed errors before they impact production. For example, confirming that backup jobs resume normally or that encryption settings remain intact closes the assurance loop. Verification converts trust into evidence, ensuring that the fix accomplished its purpose safely. Thorough documentation and evidence capture follow as the final operational step. Every remote maintenance session should produce a record describing who performed it, what actions occurred, what evidence supports success, and any lessons learned. Supporting artifacts, screenshots, logs, test results should be stored in an organized repository with timestamps and unique identifiers. This documentation enables auditing, incident investigation, and continuous improvement. It also provides transparency for customers and leadership. Maintenance records are not merely history, they are proof of control in motion, showing that even temporary access follows permanent discipline. In closing, safe and reversible maintenance patterns keep systems dependable without trading away security. Whether local or remote, every maintenance action should begin with clear authorization, proceed under monitoring, and end with full verification and cleanup. When sessions leave no hidden connections, no stray accounts, and no unverified outcomes, maintenance becomes a model of controlled change. The mark of maturity is not how quickly a problem is fixed, but how predictably it is repaired without new risk. Through structure, oversight, and evidence, maintenance turns from a necessary disruption into a disciplined expression of trust. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.